everybody, and welcome to Yo Pops podcast with me, Sean Williams, and my father.
Our blessings.
We hope that everybody is okay and you're having a wonderful week and you are surviving the heat kind of coming down.
Yes, it is coming down indeed.
Let me get through our first little announcements and Yo Pops protocols. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok at Yo Pops Poddy. Also, my father, that sounded way too, what's the word I'm looking for? Official. You know when something sounds a bit like?
Yes.
So my dad, his URL is at Bishop L.A. Williams.
Correct.
And mine is at Sean Williams World. Also, you can look either the link below or in the description, and you can donate and support us through our paypal.me at YoPopsPoddy. Also, my dad has a Patreon. Or if you just want to send some comments or some nice emails and just say, guys, we love it, we like it. Sean, you talk too much. Bishop, we need you to talk more. Keep those views to yourself. No, I'm joking. We want to hear everything. And we appreciate everything that you are doing to support. And Dad, how are you on this fine morning?
I am very, very well.
You sound well.
Yes, I am.
How are you feeling about your upcoming trip? Because I know you travel shortly.
Yes, I go to Zimbabwe.
Why are you telling everybody where you're going?
Of course.
And now you got people that are just going to come to the house and be like, he's not in, it's all right, they've gone off.
Yes.
Yeah. Try it.
Yeah, we're having consecration.
Dad, I know what you're having. I just want to know about how you're feeling about the trip.
Okay, I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Because I know there were some things that you were trying to tie up and stuff. So sometimes when you're going to go and do those official bits of business, it's a lot, because as soon as you hit the ground, there's a lot to do.
That's right.
So hopefully you're feeling more prepared this end.
Definitely. Most of the preparation is on that side, really.
Okay.
So, but from my side, I'm good.
Perfect. All right, let's jump into today's poddy. Dad, I was away working this weekend. And funnily enough, I sometimes like to sneak off and find a little quiet corner.
Okay.
And hang out in. Or sometimes just have a moment to just breathe.
Why? Oh, you just want to breathe.
Why? Because when you're performing to a vast amount of people and you might be good at what you do, right?
Okay.
Sometimes people want to talk to you a lot.
Oh, okay.
And if you're a person that you like to talk, but you want to keep it at a hello, thank you so much, that's lovely.
Yeah.
And that's like conversation done for you.
Okay.
And then like, so what do you do? And where do you? And if they're paying, you can't be like, look, can you just go away, please? Like, if when I'm on the stage, all right, cool, we can do. But listen, this is my personal time here. You can't say that, Dad. Or those work opportunities might become a bit fewer and far between. So I often try and find either the darkest corner,
right,
or the corner that whatever my outfit for the day is, I merge into the furniture, so people it's just camouflage. You know, like animals in the wild.
You're right.
You don't see me until you see me.
Okay.
But I actually overheard a very interesting conversation between two men, actually. I guess they were friends.
Okay.
And I think they'd got to the part of the night where their partners were I think they've been having some drinks and were feeling very celebratory on the dance floor.
Really?
So I think they took it as a chance to sneak off, not have to hold handbags and dance on, dance music they don't know, and feeling a bit kind of like, let's make an exit. And they were talking about work, and from what I gathered, both were married. One had children,
right,
and the other was talking about having children and stuff. And then he was just like, I just feel stuck. And I was just like, oh, like, you know the way where you kind of go, let me bring my breathing right down. And he's just like, I just feel stuck. And then his friend was like, is it the family? He's like, no, it's not that. But like, I know I need to provide and I know I need to do things, but I hate my job and I'm not happy, but I need to make money. And you could feel kind of his despair, Dad, because you realize that he maybe didn't feel like he could tell his wife what was going on, or if he had, that the response he got back didn't soothe or medicate his soul in any way. He didn't get any answers, or he didn't find any rest in the advice that came back. And I almost wanted to be like, I'm over here, come here. But I was just like, this might scare them if it's already dark and they see this black figure coming out of nowhere. So I thought, it got me thinking, Dad. It got me thinking, because obviously the last 5 years has been very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's been a period of change and transition for a lot of people. A lot of people went into the pandemic and lockdown periods kind of having one idea of life and about what they want to do and how they are. And then they came out on the other side and there was new ideas, or, you know, they doubled down in where they were. And I think lots of people have had either realizations, and they are exploring their environment on a personal and professional and maybe even emotional level. And they're saying, okay, what makes me happy? What keeps me fluid? And so I kind of felt like his conversation, his feeling with his friend was something that was wider than just them, Dad.
Yes.
And obviously with what you do and the amount of people that you speak to, I think it's a common feeling for a lot of people.
It is. It is. A lot of people suppresses
Yes.
that feeling, but it really is, and especially men.
Yes.
In particular, because there are three things that most men do not think about.
Okay, this is good. Let me put these down and
at the early stage of their life.
okay.
Number one is that they look at what is considered to be the norm, and that is you get yourself a very good job, potentially a business, but most people would go for a job, and they think, well, the next step I will get married, and then the next one would be have a house, and number four, they would have children. And for most people, that's a lifelong journey. See, now, in these days with technology and everything like that, a lot of people, by the time they hit mid-30s, they've got all of that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Where do you leave yourself to go after that?
Well, that's where the frustration and the problem comes.
Yeah.
Because most ladies, they're happy with that, with just that. Because it's number one, they've got their children.
Yeah.
Number two, they've got their home, a security.
Yeah.
They've got a husband who's got a job, and themselves might have a job or a business as well. So what else is there to worry about?
Do you also think, Dad, that the reason women tend to feel more comfortable at that point is because historically, but also biblically, they have ticked off the to-do list that is intrinsically built within their nature?
Absolutely.
So it is the ability to support, nurture, and care.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And manage as well to a certain degree.
And so those four things,
yeah,
let's be honest about it. Most women does a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Of handling that, and she's happy because it gives her security.
Yeah.
She's happy because it gives her children security.
Yeah.
And she's happy because the good gentleman is doing his part, and she's able to support him in what he does. However, once that is done, because of men's inherent creativity, when they accomplish that, where do we go from here? And that is why you would hear that gentleman saying to his friend, he feels stuck. I mean, he's not regretting what he has accomplished.
No.
He's simply feeling, okay, I don't know where do I go now in terms of my vision or my creativity. Yeah. Because for him to embark on any form of creativity, he's going to upset the apple cart, as it were.
Of course he is.
And the good lady may not be very happy about that.
Yeah.
Because she's happy that he's steady, secure, he secured the family, and now he's coming up with this wild, wild notion that he's stuck.
Yeah.
That he's stuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for him, it is again redefining his goal in life, his vision, his purpose. And he's thinking, what I'm doing is out of necessity, out of duty. But what is really his dream, his vision? That's what they've lost along the way.
I almost feel that that sometimes men get to that stage and they become resentful to the commitments and the responsibilities that they have, not because they don't want to fulfill their responsibilities or their jobs, but it's almost like they feel that they've been hoodwinked, right? Because the model that they're set is, like you say, finish education, find a wife.
Yeah.
A lot of time they're not finding a helpmate, but they're finding an idol.
Indeed.
For want of a better word, right?
Yes.
They're finding something to put on a pedestal.
Indeed.
And then they kill themselves to get that job that will pay for the visual lifestyle they think will keep what they've put on the pedestal happy. And then they get into the rigmarole of, okay, now I need the house and I need the car and I need the children. And then it's almost like they get to the pinnacle of the mountain they thought life was about.
Of course.
To realize that that mountain was really a mirage and the real mountain is over there.
Indeed.
And to climb this fake mountain, you got rid of all of the tools and all of the equipment that you needed for the real one. So I would say to you, how then would a man who potentially is in a position where he's coming to the realization that he may have overly invested in the wrong idea of himself, how do you then kind of go back to what I call the foundations and rework that?
I think there's two things. I mean, it cannot go back to what I call the foundation per se.
Okay.
What you need to do is to change direction.
Okay.
In some way or the other.
Expand.
Yeah, for example, you're on a journey, yes, I mean, and you've done well up to now, but suddenly you either miss the sign down the road and you go down a dead end road.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna come to a point that you got to stop and you can't go any further. Yes, I mean, that's where he's stuck. So what do you have to do to get out of that? Number one, he has to reverse. Yes, I mean, and get back to the point where he make the wrong turning.
Wow.
Yes, I mean, before he can now proceed to go forward.
Can I ask a very quick question? Everything you're saying I love. How would he identify the wrong turning?
Well, because he's come to a dead end.
Okay, but
He's
then,
stuck.
but he's going to be reversing, and just for one of the conjecture of the argument, there is going to be a certain panic because he's now going to be aware of time. Right? And a lot of the time, Dad, is, I remember when you had a car crash on the M25. You are a fantastic driver. But there was a point when you realized you weren't in control of A, what you could see ahead, B, where you are, and C, there's a word I'm looking for, your reactionary skills, right, Dad? Because crashing or not crashing, a lot has to do with how quick you can react to what's happening in the moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would say to you, Dad, if a man has found himself in that position, generally when I see it, which is why I think sometimes we get men that are in the latter seasons of their life, and all of a sudden we start dyeing hair and we start wearing clothes that doesn't fit our age, right?
Absolutely.
And then you get the convertible and you get the girlfriend who's old enough to be your granddaughter, and then you're like, So with all of that kind of, I call it life's natural tornado happening, Dad, how does he gain enough clarity and calmness to be like, okay, not that turning to go down a worse dead end, but to go back and...
Indeed.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course it does. In a situation like that, he needs help.
Okay.
He needs help. And the person who is best positioned to help him oftentimes don't know that if she's not discerning, that he is in need of help. Now, the reason why a lot of men find themselves in very dubious dead-end road is because they do not like to talk as they should. You see what I mean? That's men's major problem. They rather implode,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, rather than sitting down and explain. Now,
do you think that comes from maybe some of what they've seen in their seasons in their life where they're learning and they're assimilating information?
it has a great deal to do with culture.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Because various culture, you can't afford to show certain weaknesses. You know, it's just not done.
Dad, I'd even go as far to say that, especially when men are concerned, it feels more gender-based. Any man or any child that's grown up with their father in the house, I think it's something that it's quite a man thing to do, which is why sometimes some of the expressions of some of the expressional releases of frustration, whether it's drinking or shouting, or he just goes into the shed, or he just goes into. Does that make sense, Dad?
Yeah. And this is the way it requires discernment.
Yeah.
And if she can see that all the boxes are ticked, then why is he not happy? You get the idea, right? And you can't mask that unhappiness when you've done a dead-end road. You see, it's there only if the person is not interested. Then I'm talking about life partners, not the partners. Not interested to notice that he is having a meltdown, so to speak, in his emotion, because it would flag up in one way or the other.
Yeah, it would.
She's going to be the most trusted person, although he talks to his friend like you heard him talking, but his friend is limited in what he's going to be able to say, because more than likely he's also stuck perhaps in his situation.
Can I be honest? That's exactly what it sounded like, Dad. You could see he was just like, oh, okay, no, you're good. And I'm just like, oh, you both are in the same precipice. You neither can get out.
Yeah, that's it. So
it almost felt that like his friend almost had become resigned to his fate, and it's almost like he didn't want his friend to say it, because it was almost reminding him of the time where he went to the person he thought could help him get out, and he was just like, it's almost like he didn't have the heart to say, there is no getting out of this prison here,
indeed. But you see, the problem is, the thing is that there is.
Yeah.
But it's who you go to find the solution. You see. Now, the person who is going to be best able to help you find that solution, if she's smart, that is your partner, your wife, whatever it may be. You see. Because she's going to be able to say to you, because what he's asking is permission to go forward in a direction that she hasn't yet seen. You see. Now, why would most women reject that? Because it is potentially putting
at risk
her security at risk.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
Wow.
Let me give you an example, which has always struck me. You'll have somebody who decide, okay, they want to be a parachute jumper. You know, an old, say, middle-aged person, or a fast car driver, or
so they want to jump out of a parachute, or they want to go hike a mountain.
You know, and you'll see a good woman. We said, okay, if that's what's going to make you happy, I'm going with you. I'm going to be supporting you.
But you also think that's because she knows where the life insurance policy is. She's like,
she's not that wicked.
I always wanted that kitchen. And well, if he doesn't come up, we could put a nice picture up of him. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't.
No, see, but the idea is that, you know, she would support him.
Yeah.
And
I bet she would.
He don't.
Go on. You don't need the parachute. Maybe you can fly.
that's too much.
Yeah, no, sorry. I didn't sleep. Listen, I didn't sleep deprived.
She's going by supporting him.
Yeah.
He feels a sense of release. He feels wonderful. You know, I mean, obviously, if you take that extreme to go try jumping out of plane without parachute, then you know, of course, he, you know, we know what will happen.
Yeah.
But in general, it could be a business. It could be some other a real heart desire.
Yeah.
Because a lot of men has not really followed their heart, really. They follow what is normal and what is expected of them. Because if I have the good job, I have the nice house, I have the nice car, I have the children, everybody gonna, you know, tick, 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 tick. But who stopped to ask, is that what you really want to do? Is that your vision? Is that your purpose? You see, and it is what will make him mega happy is to know that he has put in place the securities, right? Comfortability for the family. And now he can pursue his passion without feeling guilt or putting at risk the family security.
Dad, do you think that men often fall into the trap of pursuing the path, the quickest path to the destination of success without truly assessing how do I put it? It's almost like they have an idea of what they think they want based on what they've seen that tickles their personal fancy most. And then they will look at whoever they think to be successful or the most efficient person to get there. And it's almost like they try and then carbon copy their journey, their decisions and choices in order to get there without truly, firstly, identifying A, what is in their heart, B, what has God purpose for them, and Dad, C, and I noticed this a lot, that men tend to attach themselves to visions that will end up validating who they think they're supposed to be, rather than leaning into the thing that's going to make them what they were always destined to become.
Indeed. And that is where a lot of men lose it in the latter part of their life, because you get to that point where you can only enjoy so much food, you can only spend so much money, you can only, all of these things. It does not leave you any degree of satisfaction. You see me, right? The only thing that leave you with life satisfaction is purpose.
Say that one more time.
Is
The
it
only thing
that leave you with life satisfaction is purpose.
Why that?
Because you are tapping into both your spiritual and natural purpose for existence. You see what I mean? See, that's what it is.
Write that down. You're going to need that in your life.
That
was brilliant.
Indeed. So when a person, therefore, come to themselves and think, yes, I've acquired all of those stuff that I acquired, but there's a sense of emptiness on the inside because you've not fulfilled your purpose. Yes, I mean, and that is where, even with people with millions, billions, in fact, it's like they've got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they can buy the town, they can buy the boat, they can buy, but it's like they've got nothing, and they're constantly pushing and pushing. Well, why are you pushing? You won't be able to spend it in 10 lifetime. But that's not it. You see, it is still searching for that purpose to their life. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. I mean, those who can buy their way to make it look pretty and make it look wonderful, then they do. But those who can't, then they find themselves, even with having the good thing, break it, destroy it, risk it.
Can I ask you a question? Based on the seasons that you've gone through in your life and the stages that you're at, when looking back at it in context, where did you feel like you ran into, if you ever did, a period of feeling either immobile or stuck? And can you recall what you did to undo it?
Well, personally, I speak personally first. Where I feel when I felt I was stuck, it wasn't because I'd run out of option or lack vision. The mistake I felt that I would say I make was thinking cooperative.
Got you. Yeah, I get that.
Yes, and that is, for me, it is something that every wise person, especially men, should consider, because you can go out there, take the risk, expend whatever you got to do, thinking you got everybody on side, until something begin to shake or not going to plan. Then you suddenly realize that you haven't got everybody on plan. And now if you're carrying something and everybody let go of their hand, then you're going to a certain degree, find yourself stuck until you can come up with a solution by which, if you have nobody to carry it with you, you can carry it yourself.
That was one of the hardest. That was one of the hardest and most valuable lessons that you've ever taught me. And if I'm honest with you, in order for me to get to a place where my thinking really was able to grab hold of what you were saying, it took me about 10 years. It took me about 10 years. And there are certain conversations that we've had that, Dad, my brain can play it like a film file. And I remember you saying there was some stuff I was doing, you're like, I understand why you're doing it. That thing does not share the same divine DNA as you. And you're going to get to a point, and that's going to break your heart. And I was like, yeah, Dad, And I was saying to myself, that may be your story, buddy, but it's not going to be mine. And then you start seeing certain things that, because if you're a person that looks, you start seeing certain things, you're like, no, no, because you're like, how has his idea run up into my film set? Like, no, I'm in charge of everything here. And then you're like, no, because these are the natures of people that you cannot change.
No, you can't.
No matter how much good you want for them, no matter how, you cannot change the way a person thinks or how they have processed what they've come through. And Dad, the minute I stopped fighting what you said to me, right, instead of it becoming or feeling like waves just being dunked on top of my head, it's almost like my spirit said, lay on your back and allow the current to take it. Trust me. Oh my gosh, Dad.
Yeah.
And I remember the point where I stopped trying to hold and I just went, and I let it go.
Yeah.
And the minute I stopped panicking, Dad, I found myself in the position that I was kind of supposed to be in.
Yeah.
And I said that to ask this in the next question. When you realized you needed to undo the corporate nature of your thinking, how did that begin to either release mobility back into either your vision or your everyday, or what did it do within your emotional system that allowed you to?
Psychologically, it was very challenging, because you find yourself blaming yourself for
Why didn't you see
for
it?
not seeing it.
Why did I?
Yeah.
Because you play it back and you go,
Yeah.
it was there, it was there.
Yeah. Why didn't see it? That is one of the first thing that you begin to feel. Now, and you might remember hearing me say that somebody said, "Do you beat upon yourself?" I said, "Yes."
But with a feather.
But I said, I
One
get
of
a
the
long
greatest
peak out
pieces of
feather.
advice, Dad. Do you know, I give that to my students and they all, Dad, it's almost like they want to laugh and cry.
Yeah.
Because they're like, because I say to them, I'm like, if life is going to beat up on you anyway, why would you do it?
Yeah.
And I say to them, I go, if I was in a room and there was two of us beating a person in the corner, your natural proclivity would be like, why are you doing? Yeah. And I said, that's what sometimes you allow life in yourself to do to you.
Indeed. So that was one of the things. So I recognized that I had to beat myself. I mean, for failing to see as far down the road as I should, but is what I use to beat myself.
Yeah.
That I felt makes a difference.
So you simulate the action of punishment without inflicting the injury.
Precisely, because I'm not masochistic. You know what I mean?
No, I hear it. I hear it.
You know, and sometimes when people think you're beating yourself, you know, they don't bother to want to beat you, because I mean they use a stick or a piece of metal or something to beat you. Now, so that was the first thing that I felt that yes, you got to learn from that experience, and it's how fast now you can go by tapping into what you really are about, because it might have been different reasons why you decided to bring everybody on board. Yeah. It may be your own insecurity, your own fear of, you know, okay, I'm going to be successful, but I need to share that success with somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in fact, at the best of time, that's not how it works. Because some people just, that's why there's 90% of people working for somebody else rather than themselves.
Do you think if you stay in a period of immobility, Dad, or feeling stuck, then it drains your energy and also your belief that you can either change your situation or that you have the strength to see the process through?
I think what has to happen is to resort back to you, you know what I mean? Right? Don't try to fix it for anybody else. Don't try to be appealing to anybody else. Just resort back to what is inherent in you.
Brilliant. That's brilliant, Dad.
You see what I mean? And that's where you're gonna do it. And I can still remember when you were at a certain job and you one day decided, okay, you're not going to be there anymore. And it came and it was like everything had gone. It's really, that's how it felt. And I'm thinking, okay, while you were depressed, down, sad about it, I'm saying, great. Now you're ready to follow your purpose. And from that day, you begin the building, setting in motion your business, setting in motion your ideas, your vision, and look at you today.
And sometimes I think heaven will disrupt your environment, Dad, to bring you to purpose. No. Do you remember the...
Of course I remember it.
I could not believe the email that woman sent me. No. We can talk about it, Dad. I'm talking to my dad. I don't care. Dad, if I could have brought down fire from heaven, Dad, there would have been a barbecue on Gleason Road. I'm telling you, the whole thing would have gone like a bonfire. Dad, I would have made the 5th of November look like a marshmallow party. Dad, I read that email and I responded with such ferocity that I don't know how I managed to stay in the, like, when I say I was tap dancing on the line of like insubordination, stroke, just rudeness. And I remember once the emotional feeling of wrath.
Yes.
Because this wasn't anger, Dad. Like, I've been angry before and I've been agitated. No, this was wrath.
But wrath burns out.
And when those embers were, no, because they were flickering. When I came and saw you, they were flickering. Dad, listen. The thing was threatening to be a forest fire. And I've seen what embers can do when left unattended. And you very calmly came with a very spiritual extinguisher. And you were like, I don't think this is a bad idea. I've always thought you should be doing stuff for yourself. Also, you don't know what they're going through. Tell you what, take the office at the back. Go pray. And when I had the minute to stop and think, it gave me the chance to reevaluate my reference points. And I was like, God, every time you've put me in this simulation, it's always because you had better waiting.
That's right.
And I was able to look at myself in enough self-awareness and go, God, I am a creature of complete habit and comfortability. I know if I like something, I'm not changing. And because I'd allowed the temporal feeling of anger and wrath to leave, I was able to then see in retrospect, like I almost ended up apologizing to the Holy Spirit, Dad. So I was just like, over the last 5 years, you have given me very clear signals where you're like, it's get ready to move.
That's right.
Stop getting comfortable. We are not setting this clay to keep you here. This is wax. I'm melting that so you can move. And I think you're right, Dad. Once I got over what I thought I was losing, and I got the vision of what I was supposed to go and possess.
Yeah. And now you've laid foundation that is unprecedented.
Yeah.
And if you know, even the same people wanted you back, etc. So they didn't even know why. They perhaps had gone to that extreme. But by that time, you already now understand that you got a purpose in which you got to follow. So that is what happens when if you get into that stucky feeling of failure. It's not that you're failing, just the simple fact that you need to reevaluate. How do you perceive? What do you perceive as your purpose in life? Because no matter how long, your purpose never goes stale. It never changes, because everything is set for a reason. The sun can't just decide you're going to shut off the light. Because can you imagine the havoc it would cause to plant life and every other life going? Every one of us are put here to follow a divine purpose, because other things is depending on you. It's like the flowers deciding, okay, no more pollens, that's it. What's gonna happen to the bees? And if the bees don't make the honey, and the list, that's
It's a chain reaction.
Yes. So when that happens, don't panic. Just move forward. And there are others who can identify with the fact that, okay, there was a time when all I want to do is to work for somebody, because it's simple, it's easy. I'll just get my little money at the end of the month and I'm good. But then one day they may come and say, I'm sorry, here's your notice, leave. Then you fell right back down to square one. But when you have your own thing, following your own purpose, your own calling, nobody can do that. And you're never going to be disappointed.
Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
This conversation was brilliant. We hope that all of you at home have enjoyed listening to this conversation and delving into the depths of wisdom that my dad's life and his experience has taken him through. And please, you can email us. You can send us messages. My dad's always on live. I might start calling you live dad soon. Dad live. Don't forget to follow us on our social medias. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. My dad's URL is at Bishop L.A. Williams.
That's right.
You know mine. All the links and stuff are in the description below. If you want to support and you want to donate to what we're doing, it's Dad. Thank you.
Okay.
And guys, what do you want to say bye to them?
Blessings.
Did you give him the 2 fingers?
Of course.
Peace. Bye, guys.